Hi guys, welcome back to our Returning to the Gym series with Coach Shea. Today is part 2. Shea's going to take us through a new topic and hopefully we're going to learn some stuff. So Shea, part 2, what are we doing?
We're going to talk about baseline, okay?
Baseline, okay. As in like how strong I am or?
Basically we're going to talk about baseline in terms of the stimulus we need for progress.
Okay.
So we're not going to talk about it in terms of like what was our baseline of our 1 rep max. Okay, we're going to look at like, okay, how much stimulus do I need to improve?
Okay, so my baseline in this sense is almost like the minimum requirements I need to get to the next stage, to move on?
To cause an overload. To make sure, we know progression is driven by overload. Okay, so how much overload do I actually have to create to move forward?
Okay, great.
Okay, one of the reasons we're not going to look at 1 rep max is because of the fact, like, when we are training, there's a big variance in our 1 rep max. Okay, it can vary by 5% either up or down on like a normal basis. If this lockdown hadn't happened, day to day, that could occur.
Oh, okay. What's causing that?
So that could be like fatigue, it could be nutrition, it could be the day we had, stress. Okay, and if you think about when we come back to training, these things could be much greater in terms of the effect they have on our body. Especially if you talk about fatigue and stuff like that, that's going to be quite high if we've not been training before and we come back in.
So that's why sometimes a weight might feel heavier than you would think it would. Yeah, exactly. Because of your recovery or those factors influencing.
One of the big things that I found in terms of being lucky, like to be able to still do some training, is the fact that now when I'm teaching, I'm sitting down a lot more because I'm teaching online. So if your job position's changed, you come in to train, these factors are going to affect what you're used to being able to do. Okay,
that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so we're not going to look at it in that perspective. We're going to look more at the fact of like, let's look at the stimulus we need to progress still.
Great. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So one of the factors we can think about is like if before we were lifting at like 70%.
Yep.
Okay, that's probably more likely going to feel a lot heavier now. So it's going to feel like we maybe were lifting 80%.
Okay.
Okay, so we might need to think about, okay, like how are we going to regulate what weight we're lifting?
Okay.
Or what?
And is that in my programming? Is that something I've got to be mindful of as I go?
Yeah, so hopefully, if you've got coaches and stuff, that would be done for you. Programming is going to be provided and these things should be thought about. If it's being done by yourself and you're self-programming and you're doing it yourself, so you're like auto-regulating everything you do, then maybe you need to think about, okay, what could I do to make sure that I pay attention to this factor? That I'm not going to be able to lift the same weight I was used to or as comfortably.
Yep.
Okay, so instead of maybe looking at the fact that I want to lift each of my sets to failure, you might think, okay, the best way to think about this is, did I complete all my sets today comfortably?
Okay, so like moving the weight well. Yeah,
did I move the weight well? Did I feel the muscles I wanted to feel? Did it feel efficient?
Okay.
In what I was doing? Okay, and that is probably going to provide enough stimulus at the moment to create progression. You've got to think about muscle memory, movement efficiency, all these factors are going to play a part.
So that, it almost, maybe wrongly, almost sounds like we need to approach the gym with a beginner's mindset of focusing on technique, the way the weight moves, the speed it moves, staying injury free, maybe like kind of ramping up as we go, like starting with an empty bar.
Cool, yeah. So like usual, a lot of people have warm-up sets where they start with an empty bar and so on and move up. What you could look to implement is something similar to your training where you could do like intensification sets. So like set 1 could be lighter, so you could give yourself a range in your training. So you could say, okay, it says that I've got to lift 70% today, or I want to lift 70%. Okay, actually what I might do is go 60 to 70. My last set's only going to be the one that was at 70%. Okay. So I build up from set 1 to set 3, and build up, so it becomes like working sets with increased weight.
That makes a lot of sense.
It might be a nice way to do it.
And I guess for a lot of people, it might be a bit of an ego check, like thinking that they are capable of something and not getting frustrated by that.
Definitely, you talk about like returning back to gym and having to have that beginner's mindset. Yep. Okay, I'm not stating that if you've got 5 years of training that coming back you're going to have to be like, never stepped in the gym before. Yeah. But you're going to have to check yourself a little bit and be like, okay, I know I can lift this weight, I know I can do it, but today is all about getting, these next few weeks, not just today, it's about getting through the sessions injury free, progressing at a steady rate. I'm not trying to break any records here.
And what then is our kind of guideline of time frame before we do look at new baseline testing or
Yeah, of course. You might want to think about, a normal block. Lots of studies and stuff are showing that, 3 to 4 weeks of something being implemented is going to allow for some change to occur.
okay,
So you might follow that general advice. Like give yourselves at least 3 or 4 weeks in the gym before going like, okay, I want to test a 1 rep max.
great.
Because you're probably going to feel great after week 1. You might feel fatigued. You might feel, or especially after week 2.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean you're ready. You've got to think if you do week 1, you're probably going to have a lot of fatigue, which because you've not been used to doing stuff
Yep.
for a while. So testing 1 rep maxes is not going to be a great idea.
Yes, because
Week
that's all
2
just accumulating
yeah.
and
Week 2 might be a lot more comfortable. Brilliant. Week 3, you might be like, oh, I could start to push it now. Cool. Then after that week 3, maybe you want another week, give it a go.
then go.
Yeah.
Nice, that makes a lot of sense. So really, we shouldn't see anyone testing 1 rep maxes day 1 that we open,
No, apart from us being silly. But yeah.
apart from us. Okay, great, nice one. So baseline, so kind of our takeaway points are that we really just want to focus on how much work I need to make progress.
Yes, exactly. How much stimulus you need to progress through.
Great. To be mindful of external factors, other things that are impacting our training.
Yep.
Sleep, nutrition,
work, nutrition, recovery, stress.
Great, and I think that's actually a very good point that Shea made about the fact that your job may have changed. You now may be working from home and be sedentary more, or kind of locked under a desk more. You're using a different chair, that might impact. So think about things like that and how your movement prep could be adjusted to help you there. And give yourself time. I think that's a big one. That's going to be hard for a lot of us. Is give yourself a bit of time.
Yeah, we're all eager to get back in and we're all eager to do stuff. So.
Yeah. Nice one. Okay. Thanks for tuning in for episode 2. See you next time for episode 3. Bye.